In 1994, I escaped in a boat from Cuba, and I spent time on Cayman Island and Gitmo in refugee camps. Then in 1995, I came to US, and here I am.
My story started about 4 months ago. I was having severe anxiety and depression. I think it was brought on from my dad being very ill, and seeing him laying in bed like that just made me see my own mortality. I was self-medicating with Xanax and alcohol. It's the only way I could get through the day.
My life before Christ, I think if I had to detail that out, I would use terms as, I thought I was in control. I thought I could accomplish everything on my own, but I knew at some point that there was more missing, and I knew that I couldn't do everything on my own, and I couldn't save myself.
While living in Cuba, I have no religious orientation of any kind. Talking about God was prohibited. You cannot mention that to anybody at school, your friends, neighbors. You get in trouble easily. I never had Christmas, no Easter, no Lent season. So when I was 12, I started attending a boarding school, and I learned by myself everything in my life.
So I went and admitted myself to River Point rehabilitation facility, and my first day and first night in there was absolutely the scariest time of my life. I was detoxing for about 3 days. On the fourth day, everything just really became clear to me. I was thinking clearly, and just all of a sudden I thought to myself, God was listening. He put me in here. In fact, the next day Joby came to see me, and I just can't even explain how incredible it felt to know that I had a close relationship with God.
So eventually at the age of 13, I surrendered my life to Christ, and I think from that point on, I felt kind of a sense of peace, with whatever it may be in my personal life, just a sense of that Christ was now in control, and that I could surrender everything to Him, good, bad, or indifferent.
I was lost, but for some reason, I always noticed the presence of God, because when I prayed and I learned how to pray by myself, He always answered my prayers. I had trouble coming to this country. I spent 1 week on the ocean, had bad storms, and nothing happened to us. So that's the presence of God there, and I didn't realize that back in that time. I was like a lot of people here looking for church and trying to get closer to God. One friend mentioned this church, and since October 2009, we've been attending to 1122.
Ever since then, everything is just totally different. I'm so happy. I'm just a better person than I ever was. And I truly believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
I just think, before Christ, everything was kind of about me, and my life was centered about myself in a selfish way. And I think after Christ, everything was centered around Christ, and just the ability to follow a man that did what he did and was what he was. I just think the freedom that's involved with surrendering my life to Christ has truly been an extraordinary experience that I'm experiencing today. I'm here today to proclaim that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
In one of the services, I hear about redemption, and that testimony changed my life. And that day, I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior. After receiving Christ, my life changed. That was the beginning to start a relationship with Him. I feel like I need to pray every day. I feel that I have been born again. I feel free. And if I pray every day, it's not because it's something that is on my to-do list, but it's something that I need to keep that relationship alive. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.